Ladies and gentlemen, in this video I'm going to be discussing the last photographs of Adolf Hitler's life, ranging from mid-1944 all the way up until 2 days before his suicide on April 28th of 1945, which is said to be the last time Hitler was photographed. There is some dispute on a few of these photos' origins and their exact timing. Those will be addressed when we get to them. You'll notice the rapid aging Hitler underwent in the final months of his life. The first photograph depicts Hitler wearing sunglasses on April 3rd of 1944, about a year before he died in snow-covered Munich, Germany. He is walking alongside Heinrich Himmler. Hitler was sporting a walking cane in his right hand and looked noticeably aged, even in comparison to a few years prior. These photographs depict Hitler on July 20th of 1944 in the immediate aftermath of an assassination attempt that would have been less than a year before he committed suicide. At this point, Germany was on the defensive. This was Hitler's greatest assassination scare. This was called Operation Valkyrie and happened in Hitler's Eastern Front military headquarters known as the Wolf's Lair. 4 people did die as a briefcase bomb exploded underneath a table during a meeting in which Hitler was involved with. Hitler did survive but had shattered eardrums. Believe it or not, Hitler greeted Mussolini later that same day after the attempt. The next photograph is Hitler sitting down, said to be sometime in September 1944, possibly during a meeting. At this time in the war, Hitler still had full public confidence in Germany, but behind closed doors, he was wary of a two-front collapse. At this time, he was discussing the idea of wonder weapons, like the V-2 rocket that could potentially turn the war in Germany's favor. The next is an X-ray image of Hitler's skull that was taken in September 1944. They were taken by the same doctor who treated Hitler after the failed assassination attempt. The X-ray depicts a lot of dental work, with several missing teeth replaced by fake ones. It's important to note that Hitler went into the Führerbunker in mid-January of 1945, where he lived virtually full-time until his death. The last time he visited the front was recorded in early March 1945. This would have been a little over a month and a half before his death. The visit to the Eastern Front was recorded, not just photographed, as an attempt to be used as positive Nazi propaganda depicting Hitler as still in control of Nazi Germany. He visited the 9th Army east of Berlin along the Oder River. The footage exposes the rapid aging of Hitler as the uncontrolled shaking in his left hand is visible for the first time on video, a telltale sign of Parkinson's disease. He also had a slumped over posture, appearing a bit frail, showing noticeable weight loss mainly due to his restrictive diet caused by digestive problems. His handshakes as he greeted the 9th Army appeared weak. At this point, Hitler also reportedly had insomnia and high blood pressure. Members of the 9th Army that had not seen Hitler in years reported his appearance as shocking. This image timing has been disputed, as some say the photograph depicts Hitler in March of 1945, which would have been about a month before his suicide, although based on the physical appearance of Hitler and the backdrop, which suggests it was possibly taken in the Reich Chancellery, the photograph could have been taken sometime in 1944. If it was taken on March 20th, 1945, that would be just over 1 month before his death. There were very few photos of Hitler actually inside of the Führerbunker, where he lived for over 3 months. However, there were a few that did survive. The bunker was extremely cramped and had heightened security. That, combined with the declining state of Hitler both physically and mentally, contributed to the lack of documentation. On April 20th, 10 days before Hitler's death, he appeared one final time on video just above the Führerbunker within the Reich Chancellery garden, surrounded by ruins, honoring the Hitler Youth with iron crosses. The video and images depict Hitler aged significantly, as at this point, the stress of World War II and Germany's pending collapse was overwhelming. April 20th was also his 56th birthday. The film was meant to be positive propaganda, as it was his birthday, although once again it did depict uncontrolled shaking in his left hand. More detailed images of Hitler also show his face in a more advanced aging state. The video, in the way it was shot, was done strategically to try and limit the view of the surrounding debris within Berlin. Hitler also wanted to personally greet the young defenders of Berlin. Final images captured of Adolf Hitler likely happened on April 28, 1945, 2 days before his suicide. Hitler is captured in 2 different photographs in an area above the Führerbunker within the new Reich Chancellery, looking over debris from the building and surrounding area. Hitler stood next to his longtime aide Julius Schwab. This image, in specific, made me question if it was real or not, as it appears almost photoshopped. But there was another image that most people don't know about from a different angle, which does appear to be real. The wall behind Hitler is likely part of the New Reich Chancellery complex, which was badly damaged from aerial bombings. The reason for Hitler's appearance outside the bunker was to survey the damage for himself. Hitler also did routinely come out of the bunker for a walk every now and then due to the amount of time he was spending underground.